All right, this is the next episode of True Wrestling Fans Discussions. Today we're going to be going over Stone Cold Steve Austin's top 10. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank, and just like when we did the Triple H one, this was also hard to come up with. For Austin, his career was unfortunately cut short. Probably could have gone a little longer. Hell, with his career, he probably could have did a top 15, top
Oh,
20.
yeah, easily.
But came up with the top 10. I don't think you guys are going to be disappointed in it. I've got your three honorable mentions, but then the top 10. So here we go. Let's kick it off. Honorable mention number one, WrestleMania 15 versus The Rock in the main event for the WWE title. This was hard not to put in the top 10, but
Yeah, it was,
there is a match with them that I don't think is going to disappoint anybody. And this was, the first time in three WrestleManias that they're
well,
going to
for the
face each
title.
other.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
title, I should say.
But, this match was really good. I really love the build up that they did to it. Going through the Rumble, screwing him out of that,
hmm
winning his way to through St. Valentine's Day Massacre to get to WrestleMania to face The Rock. And then, of course, Mick Foley was supposed to be the special guest referee, and you know that whole storyline that they did there was just great. Doing this in Philly too with the crazy fans was even better. But Austin did get the victory here, his second straight WrestleMania main event with the victory. The second honorable mention came from the Clash of the Champions number 28 on August 4th, 1994, against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat for the U.S.
That
title.
was a good match.
Yeah, and you can't really, you've got to really dig through the archives of WCW to find matches for Austin that were really good. This one was one of them. There is another one that I found that I put that is in the top 10. He did lose this match, but it didn't matter because
No.
these guys just
hmm
they put on a hell of a show for a clash, not even a pay-per-view, just a clash for the US title, and Ricky Steamboat was victorious over him. And then the last honorable mention was King of the Ring 1997, Steve Austin versus Shawn Michaels, tag team champion versus tag team
Yeah.
champion. And originally, and I don't know if a whole lot of people remember this, the match for King of the Ring was supposed to be Bret Hart
Yeah.
versus
Shawn Michaels.
yes, couldn't get it out there. And we're all like, no way, we're not going to get this match like now.
Yeah.
And then, Bret with the injury, and then the Hart Foundation appoints Steve Austin. And I mean, these guys beat the hell out of each other despite the fact that
Yeah.
they're tag champions.
No, it
And
was
it
good.
ends in a double disqualification.
Yeah.
They didn't care. They was
Right,
like,
yeah.
the hell with it, let's get out of here.
And this is before Austin hurt his neck. So
Yes.
he could still
Two
wrestle a
months
little bit.
two months prior,
He
yeah.
wasn't the full brawler that he later became after the injury. He had to adjust his style.
hmm But I really like this match, especially when
Yeah.
they said it's a double DQ and they look at each other. I'm like, let's get out of
Yeah.
here. We're done beating the hell out of each other for now. I'll see you at WrestleMania. So here we go. Let's go with the top 10. At number 10, Starrcade 93 for the U.S. title, Steve Austin versus Dustin Rhodes.
hmm
This was a really good
Much, yeah.
match. It was also a 2 out of 3 falls match that Austin won both falls. He shut out Dustin, and he was the U.S. champion. Again, very hard to find these um, great matches from him in WCW.
Well, I mean, no fault of
Uh,
his own. He could wrestle.
no, no,
It's
no,
just
no,
that
no fault of his own.
didn't. He was misused.
And if anybody's expecting an ECW match in here, it's not. No, it didn't happen. Him against Mikey Whipwreck or the Sandman, no, didn't do it. Number 9, on Monday Night Raw, May 26, 1997, the tag team title match, Austin and Shawn Michaels
hmm
versus Owen and the Bulldog. I really liked this
Yeah.
match. And I liked how they started putting, okay, if I'm feuding with you, let's go become tag
Yeah.
champions.
This was the beginning of that before it got bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then he did it with Foley, then he does it with
Yeah. Then I
Taker,
was
and
just like,
I'm
okay,
like,
it's getting ridiculous. But yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
this was good
it
because
worked.
these
It
two
worked. Yeah.
guys, enemy of my enemy,
hmm
and because they both hated the Hart Foundation. Shawn was kind of after he lost his smile, he was barely in the ring. He wasn't consistently in the ring until the whole SummerSlam incident. He would wrestle and then he would be off TV. He'd wrestle the pay per view King of the Ring, then he'd be off TV. So it wasn't consistent that he was doing it. But the one time we got him and Austin to team up together, they beat Owen and Bulldog and became the tag team champions, and that match was great on Raw that night. Number 8, SummerSlam, and even though I got this whole year I got sick of watching these two, but this was their best match out of the whole lot. SummerSlam 2001, Austin versus Kurt Angle for the WWE title. It was he lost the match on a disqualification, but this was the better match out of all of the Angle Austin matches we got during the Invasion. Like and I've said this when we were doing something when it came to the Invasion. I can't remember what. My brain's not working today. These are the only two guys they could put in the main event for the title was Austin Angle. Austin the whole time. It just got redundant after a while. But this was the best match out of all of them between the two men. And like I said, he lost the title match. He lost the match on DQ. He didn't lose the title. Number 7, Fully Loaded, 1999, First Blood title match versus The Undertaker. This match was great. I mean, just you got Taker full on ministry, got the look going down. Struggled in the ring a little bit because of the hip. You know, he held on as long as he could.
Yeah, that's right. He eventually needs the surgery.
Yeah, right after they put him in the tag team with the Big Slow.
Oh yeah, and that was
Armageddon, they call it, or whatever they wanted to call it. Right after that point, I think Taker's like, all right, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't do him. No, I'm done. I'll see you in a year. But yeah, he was really he was struggling walking around the ring, but he could still put on an impressive show. Would still do the old school off the top rope. Would still give you everything in the ring. And these two guys always had great matches against each other, great chemistry, knew how to work each other in the ring. But this was definitely a good match. Austin wins this match, naturally, versus The Undertaker in the title match. Number 6, despite it being a losing effort, great match. Vengeance 2001 versus Chris Jericho. This was the night that they unified the WCW title and the WWE title. You know, this is the night that Jericho beat Austin and The Rock
the same night. Yeah,
first undisputed. We'll hear about it.
The first undisputed, and a shocker, because
never saw it coming.
Nope.
I figured we would see Austin and Rock main event and you know that on Vengeance. One of them would walk out the champion, but it was Jericho.
Yeah.
And still to this day, he'll talk about it. He doesn't want to He doesn't want to talk about Y2J, but he'll talk about I beat Austin and Rock for the same night.
I mean,
it's a huge accomplishment. It's probably the biggest thing he's ever done.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that he beat Austin not once, because remember, then at No Way Out, despite the fact that there was an NWO interference, Jericho beats him again.
That's right. Yeah.
So, but this one was really good. Even though Austin lost and Jericho became the WWE champion at this point, it was a really good match. At number 5, these two are back at it again. SummerSlam 1998. Main event title match, Steve Austin versus The Undertaker. The Highway to Hell match. This was really good. And this was the only time they were going to acknowledge each other in the ring and give the respect. Because after that, no, this ain't happening.
Yeah, because
Taker's transitioning at this point.
Yeah, they were both baby faces, right?
Yeah, but Taker was starting the transition to full on dark side.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing with Kane, we don't know if you're teaming with him, you're fighting him, we don't know what you're doing. But these two guys put on a great title match in the main event of SummerSlam. So there you go. SummerSlam 98 was in the top 10 for Triple H, to the top 10 for Austin. Number 4, and this was Austin's number 1, but for Triple H's number 1, but for Austin it's his number 4. No Way Out 2001, the 3 Stages of Hell versus Triple H. The regular match, the street fight, the steel cage. Unfortunately, Austin does not win this, and I said it during the Triple H top 10. This to me took out his momentum, riding from the Rumble win, going into WrestleMania. It's just like, why did they do that? Why didn't he beat Triple H going into WrestleMania to take on The Rock? I don't know what Vince was thinking. Then he puts the two of them together, which really made no sense to me whatsoever. They were better as feuding than they were partners. But No Way Out 2001 for Austin was a great match. I was also worried about it too, watching the match because he just come back from the neck injury, and these guys are just pummeling each other left and right in these matches. It was just crazy. Number 3, WrestleMania 17 main event WWE title match, no disqualification match against The Rock. Second time they're gonna fight each other in the main event. This match was really good.
Until
I'm not going to discard the match because of Vince McMahon joining with Austin.
Yeah, the finish.
But the night I had total insomnia in my house, going, why?
And
I even went to work the next day going, why?
The build up was tremendous. The babyface versus babyface, Limp Bizkit.
Just one more fight.
Yeah.
Bringing Deborah into the mix.
I thought that was.
It was all right.
They got rid of that. They pivoted though.
Yeah,
I
love the beer toast with each other when when Rock finally smacked.
Right.
All right, the hell with this. We're gonna fight.
No, I mean,
we were teasing it this whole time.
It was
now beat the hell out of you.
It was like in some ways it was like Brett versus Shawn. It was like Warrior versus Hogan. The biggest guys, the two biggest baby faces going at it. You didn't know who was going to win. It was a toss up.
Just because Austin won the Rumble didn't mean that maybe this time around Rock gets the victory against him.
Yeah.
And then we find out that Vince McMahon is with him, and I'm like, what did you do? You just took the last 4 years and shit in our face.
And supposedly Austin had the power to veto that, and
I sometimes wish he did.
Yeah, he was trying to. Yeah, he should have. But he was trying to do. He said he was trying to do something different, and I get it, but
getting Vince gifts and hugs.
Oh Jesus! But it was still a great match.
Yes, it was.
Great match,
Number 2, one of my favorites for Austin, WrestleMania 14 versus Shawn Michaels in the title match. Despite how Shawn felt with his back, put on a tremendous match against Austin. Got Mike Tyson as a special enforcer. Yeah. You got the whole Austin and Tyson thing. It made the news that same night of Raw, which I couldn't believe. I thought we were going to get 2 matches at WrestleMania. Well, when I saw that, I'm like, wow, is he really going to fight Tyson?
Great. The build-up was great. Unfortunately, Shawn wasn't able to wrestle prior to that. So he was kind of
ever since the Rumble, he was out. Yeah,
he was kind of limited what he could do, but they pulled it off, and he got the belt and he ran with it. So it was his first title run.
Austin won the title. Title. It was great how they did that. Super kick, no, he blocked it. Turns around, tries to go for the stunner. No, turns around. Super kick in, no, stunner. Gotcha. Mike Tyson with the pin. I loved it. One of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. And again, if Shawn was at 100%, imagine it could have been even way better. And he gets knocked out by Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Tyson.
And he joins Austin, yeah.
Yes. And he's going to kick Jake Paul's ass tomorrow night, and I'm watching it.
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on.
Guy's almost 60 years old, but.
So what?
I'm rooting for him, but no, I don't think so.
You're not optimistic?
No.
We'll see what happens. All right, number 1, and I think everybody's going to agree with me on this one. It was WrestleMania 13 versus Bret the Hitman Hart in a no disqualification submission match, which I don't know why they put the 2 together, but whatever. This, despite losing the match, this made him, and he still to this day thanks Bret Hart for working with him.
Yeah, it was the double
putting him on the map, the double change that night,
the double turn,
which was a shame. But
Ken Shamrock,
he wanted to get square up against Bret.
No, it was great. It was great, and I don't
know about you, but I love Bret as a heel going through that feud in '97. He was a really good feud. Really, really good.
No, he pulled it off. I didn't think he was going to be able to pull it off, but he pulled it off. But nobody knew this match was going to be as great as it was because we had already seen them fight before, and they had great matches. Don't get me wrong, but the feud was kind of like, even Bret said this. He's like, it's kind of done and over with at this point. But because remember, Bret was supposed to fight Shawn that night again for the title, and then Shawn lost his smile.
My knee hurts.
But to their credit, man, they pulled it off, and they stole the show. They stole the show, and that's one of the greatest matches.
That could have been the main event.
Yeah.
It was better than the main event.
Oh, easily.
Undertaker and Sid.
It wasn't.
Would I have loved to see Bret Shawn Part 2? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was he really injured? Only he knows. My opinion? I don't think so.
So
I really don't. But that's for another day. But this night is where Austin was truly made, where Vince now looked at it and goes, holy shit, I got another main eventer in the
Yep,
making.
pulled
I've
it
got
off.
something here. Yes. When he passed out in the blood, never submitted to the sharpshooter.
Never
It
quit. The
was
blood dripping. The iconic. Yeah,
right on his mouth when he's in agony. It was awesome. And this is the night that made him going forward.
hands down, hands down.
Mhm.
All right, well, that's our list. Let us know if we missed anything or your favorite
Oh, I'm
Austin
sure I
matches.
missed something.
Yeah. So, like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys soon.
Take care.